And in other news, in Hebron, an ancient Jewish city under constant threat, safety is a daily battle. The Hebron Fund provides critical resources to protect residents and preserve this legacy. And if you also want to support, you can scan the QR code on the screen now.
In Hebron, the battle for safety and security is constant. This ancient city, one of Judaism's holiest sites, is home to a Jewish community surrounded by threats. The city's proximity to Hamas strongholds means vigilance isn't optional, it's a way of life. Hebron's defenders, its residents, IDF soldiers, and civilian first responders face daily dangers to keep this community safe. They need support and critical resources. The Hebron Fund, a nonprofit founded in 1979, is dedicated to sustaining Jewish life in Hebron, defending not just a city, but a legacy. For centuries, Hebron was inaccessible to Jewish worshippers. That changed after 1967, and now the Hebron Fund works tirelessly to ensure this community thrives. But today, threats are escalating. The need is urgent. Your support can provide surveillance cameras and thermal drones to detect threats before they escalate, medical ATVs and defibrillators for life-saving response, tactical equipment and radios for better coordination, and thermal clothing to endure long, cold shifts. Beyond defense, this is about community resilience. The Hebron Fund helps boost morale by supporting soldiers with warm meals and gratitude events. They also provide food vouchers for families affected by terror. Supporting Hebron means helping protect Israel's heartland. It ensures the preservation of the tomb of the forefathers and mothers and the surrounding sacred sites. Your contribution helps maintain Jewish life in this historic city and safeguards a legacy that has endured for generations.
And joining us now with more is Ishai Fleischer, Director of International Affairs at the Jewish community of Hebron. Ishai, thank you for joining us.
Great to be with you. Thank you.
So can you shed some light on what kinds of challenges Hebron's residents, soldiers, and first responders face, especially given the high number of Hamas supporters in that area?
Well, we face a slew of challenges. One of them, as you noted, is that we're surrounded by an Arab city of Hebron, which has 200,000 Arabs living there, run by the Palestinian Authority, and there's a lot of Hamas supporters. Some people call it even a Hamas city. So that's definitely one problem. So we have a lot of security needs. We have, a whole army that defends not just the Jewish community of Hebron, but all the visitors that Jews and people around the world who want to come and connect with the tomb of Abraham and Sarah, Isaac and Rebekah, Jacob and Leah. So we've got these security needs, and we also have these touristic needs. A lot of people want to come and make pilgrimage. So that's a very important aspect of our life, is that on the one hand, we're a security town. On the other hand, we're a touristic town. So in many ways, we mirror what Israel is, which is a country that has a security element, but wants to bring in people and connect with a lot of people. So those are some of the challenges. We're about an hour south of Jerusalem, an hour north of Beersheba, so we're a little bit by ourselves. And at the same time, we face other challenges, which is what I call the narrative war. We face a lot of besmirchment of the history of the Jewish community of Hebron, erasure, an effort to erase our history, an effort to blacken our name. But we fight through that with the amazing message of the history of the Jewish community of Hebron and the connection to the forefathers and mothers and the heritage of the Jewish people in this place.
And so why are these sort of morale boosters for soldiers, food vouchers for families affected by terror, why are they so essential to Hebron's resilience?
Well, we got to keep those soldiers happy, and we got to make sure that they understand what they're doing there. And we think that a happy soldier is a better defensive soldier. And we also want to use the opportunity of that soldier coming to our town to have him or her remember the awesome time that they had there. Winter is coming. They need to stay warm, so they need little things, like from a hot pizza to some gloves and whatever they need. We want to make sure that they have an excellent time. We actually have the great privilege of being a community a touristic spot and also an army place. So you actually get to meet the army, you get to connect with the army. Individual people could just walk up to soldiers, say hi to them. A lot of places, like you're not gonna see the soldier in your day-to-day life if you're living, let's say, in Tel Aviv. But in Hebron, you get to see soldiers every day. That's actually a great privilege. So we want to make sure that people understand that privilege, people connect to that privilege, and make sure that our soldiers are happy, healthy, connected, and really have a great service, that they remember, have good memories, but they also do their job to protect the visitors and the residents of Hebron.
And with threats rising, how can donations help Hebron's defenders and the community stay safe and strong?
Cameras make a difference. That's a small defensive act that we could take. More cameras, more security on that level. As we said before, more warmth for the soldiers in this coming winter season. More families that have been affected by terrorism, helping them cope and helping them have a better matriculation back into society from the challenges that they face, the pain that they face. And at the same time, more education, more buses for visitors. We subsidize buses a lot of times for people to come in schools, more lunches, more tours, more visitations to the museum. All these little things make Hebron more alive. And that's our great challenge right now, is to make sure that we come back to these places that we've lived in actually for over 3,000 years, to make sure they're big and they're strong and that people are connected to the heritage. We're also teachers. We've got to teach the heritage of Abraham and Sarah, Isaac, Rebecca, Jacob, and Leah. We got to push out that great story and, of course, push back against the jihad narrative that wants to erase our history in this place. We won't let that happen. With people's support, we can do all of those things. We're really a very tight organization that gets it done. We use the money for great things, and your support basically is a blessing to the community, a blessing to the Tomb of the Patriarchs and Matriarchs, and a blessing to the visitors and the soldiers. And with a donation, you're really doing a lot to strengthen Hebron, but to strengthen all of Israel and the biblical heritage.
All right. Well, Yishai Fleischer, thank you so much.
Thank you.